So with wanting to take profits on those positions, it was going to fuel a move to the downside. And this is exactly what we got. Here's the massive supply that came into play, which pushed price down. Okay, that's profit taking on those long positions. How's it going, fellow traders? Magic Trader here. Welcome back, welcome back. It's nice to have you. Hope your holidays were good. Christmas was good with the family and friends, and mine was pretty good. So let's jump right into the latest set of data that we have received, which was the data recorded on December 17, 2024. Now there's data coming out tomorrow on Monday. But there's not been much going on because of the holidays. So this latest set of data will do very well for us today. Next set of data will be data released after contracts expired, which could reveal some more information, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. So far, this is what we've got. Here is a brief snapshot of the positions held as of December 17. And if we look under the change column, what we can see is we got some big numbers here. Okay, minus 141,000. That's for the Aussie. Very bearish, the Aussie. Then we've got this one here for the pound US dollar. Very bearish, minus 86,000. That is pretty big. And then we got two big numbers here to the positive side. That is for oil and for the S&P 500. S&P 500 getting very, very bullish. All right, so now that we've looked at that, let's start, as we always do, by examining gold. What do we have here, ladies and gents, with gold? Well, guys, we've been following gold for quite some time, and we knew that they've been wanting to take some profits on some other long positions because they reached 387,000, which was very close to the max size of 408,000. So with wanting to take profits on those positions, it was going to fuel a move to the downside. And this is exactly what we got. Here's the massive supply that came into play, which pushed price down. Okay, that's profit taking on those long positions. A big push to the downside. They retrace it up. How did they do that? By adding to their longs again. You see how they added to the longs again? That got price back up to supply. So now we're at supply, the same level that we were at before, but before we had 387,000 longs. Now we have 324,000 longs. Okay, so as you can see, they're offloading long positions, and now we see a slight drop to the downside. Now, it hasn't been anything aggressive, this move to the downside, but it's something that we should be paying attention, because any move to the downside is going to be fueled by profit taking on long positions. Okay, if you look at shorts, you can see that they're very cooled off right now. Why are they cooled off? Because they're not even focused on adding shorts at this time. Okay, I think price is going to be moving even further. The reason why I think this is because with more continued profit taking on long positions, it should fuel a bigger move to the downside. And since we know supply and demand is what rules the market, price has not yet reached this area of demand that we have here on the monthly chart. Okay, price is still sitting above this monthly area of demand, so a further push to the downside is what I am suspecting will take place. Okay, let's look at oil now. Total size 487,000, starting to get aggressive. If you take a look here, okay, it's not super aggressive, but it's just starting to become aggressive. 487,000, just starting to. Overall, look at this. Okay, look at the coloration of the cells, somewhat neutral. Used to be a tinge of bearishness here, but now we're more neutral, and we're sitting inside an area of demand. It's been here for a long time. Okay, for a very long time. Look how many years it's been here. Since 2023, it's been at demand, and we're just coming back into this weekly area of demand down here. So demand is still holding, and we see that they're leaving bearishness and entering into neutral territory. If they continue adding with their longs, adding their long positions, and so far we see that's what they're starting to do, then there's no reason to suspect that this won't go higher from here. Okay, but is there any type of trade setup here? Not for me. So I move along. US dollar. Look at the long column. If you look at the long column, what you'll see is it is neutral. Okay, and it's been neutral since contracts expired back here on September 17. So they offloaded positions, about half of their longs, reducing them from 32 to 15,000. Slowly, they've been increasing them ever since then. If you take a look, now we're at 25,000. And what's been happening? Slowly, we've been seeing price creeping up. Another thing I will point out is if you look at short positions, look at back here. They used to be aggressive, and then this latest number, 19,000. Now, one thing I will remind you is that we are going through contract expirations right now. December 17th is when contracts expired, and it's also just coincides with being the exact day that the banks had to submit their positions. So they submitted their positions just as contracts were expiring. So some of these numbers may not be the final number that they want to hold positions at. So, but I think this one looks pretty good. This big reduction of shorts from 26 to 19, I would not be surprised because that's within the context of price rallying up. And we suspect that we're going to see a continued move over time. So I wouldn't be surprised if 19,000 was the final position they wanted as of December 17. Now, when the data comes out tomorrow, we're going to see whether or not they wanted to sustain that number or if it's actually closer to 25 or 24,000. But they just were in the process of accumulating more long contracts when they had to submit their positions. So we'll see when the numbers come out tomorrow. But as it stands right now, we've been seeing a bullish push to the upside. They're reducing shorts, slowly increasing longs. Everything is looking good for a continued move to the down, to the upside. Aussie, look at this, okay? This is what I'm talking about. When you see numbers like this, you obviously know that they didn't drop it from 88,000 to 32,000. They were in the process of offloading positions, contracts, old contracts for new contracts, and this is what they had settled on when they had to post their positions. So this is why we get that massive minus 61,000 in positions, okay, in net positions, is because of this discrepancy. Most likely when we see the data coming out tomorrow, it'll be closer to the 80s, somewhere in the 80s, 85,000, 84,000, somewhere like that, or maybe even higher, okay, because price is dropping, all right? As you can see, demand is still holding right here. We had a demand zone holding for quite some time, several tests of this demand zone, and now we're coming so close. I believe we're going to be seeing a push lower in 2025 and then a continuation. Okay, so this is something that I'm watching for. Now, if that were to take place, then we would be looking at shorts accumulating. Over the last few weeks, that's what's been taking place. Shorts have been accumulating. So watch out for that. I think this is going to be setting up for some nice short positions very soon. US CAD. Now, 210,000. Then they took some profits from their longs. Now we're at 201,000. Okay. They recently reached maximum size of 219,000 back in July. They got close to that with this 207 and then again 210. They're going to need some profit taking. Now we've contacted some supply here on the weekly time frame, so a move down from here is very likely going to take place. But I will point out something extremely important to you right now. If you take a look at the monthly chart, we see that there's a major area of supply that has come through here. And as you can see right now, what do we have? A big candle breaking through that supply right here. So this has been broken through. This opens up the floodgates now for a much higher move in time. Not this week or next week, but over the longer period of time, we're likely going to see a continued move higher. So throughout 2025, watch for that short-term, medium-term move to the downside, but then it's going to kick back into gear and move even higher. How they're going to offload all these long positions and then reestablish longs for them to push it up is going to be something that I'm going to be watching very closely, and I'm going to be learning from it. US Swiss, look at longs, look at shorts. Interesting thing here with shorts. They increased them pretty dramatically. Normally, when you have contracts expiring, you don't see them shift massively to the upside. It's usually a lesser amount. In this case, they went from a very, very cooled off position to very, very aggressive position. All right, so they went from very cooled off to now aggressive with shorts. And that's interesting because isn't the US dollar Japanese yen set for a move to the downside? So that could be in preparation for a short to medium term move to the downside. Long positions over the last couple of weeks, they've been taking profits on long positions, reducing them from 45,000 now to 38,000. This could be in preparation, like I said, for a short term to medium term move to the downside before a continuation of this pressure to the upside. Our first daily target's been hit. Weekly target is a little bit higher above that. Okay, let's take a look at the Euro US dollar. Interesting one. Very, very interesting. I think over the longer term, price is going to be dropping. We had major supply coming into play here on the monthly chart. Now, again, this has been contacted a couple times in the past. This is the third time, and now we're seeing this area getting cleared, and now price is pausing. As that's taking place, remember they were super aggressive with long positions and they needed to take profits on them? Well, they have done that. They had 218,000. Look at the reduction, okay? They brought them down to the 150s, and they've been keeping it there, okay, ever since. And what have they been doing with short positions? 150s, 180s, 232s. They're adding to their shorts, okay? They're adding to their shorts. Shorts all-time maximum is 271, so we've got room to move from the 218s to 271, and I think that is going to be coming very soon. So I'm watching for a move lower on the Euro US dollar. Pound, same thing is setting up here. We had a really nice area of supply up here that I was waiting for price to get up here for shorts. It fell short, came down, not much momentum to the downside here. But look at long positions. Are they offloading this many longs? Maybe. They could be using contract expirations to do that, offloading a significant portion of their long positions. But we'll wait and see when the new set of data comes out. Overall, the last few weeks, they've been adding steadily to their short positions. Okay, so I'm going to be watching for a move lower on the pound. US dollars, Japanese yen. This one's been working so perfectly for us, it's not even funny. Look at this last area of demand that price contacted. We had these all drawn out. This demand was here, this supply was here, this demand was here. It's just like clockwork. Look at that. Boom, 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 and now coming up. Likely this is going to break. But remember that short-term move to the downside on the dollar pairs. Likely going to take place before a break out of that. We already saw that major area of supply breakout on the US CAD. And I think this one's going to be next. This supply breaks, and then we're going to see pressure to the upside. Okay. They just recently took profits on long positions, and this was up here. Okay. Then they came down. Now price is coming up. They're starting to accumulate longs again. I think these numbers are going to continue to grow, while these numbers are going to continue to get less. Shorts are going to continue getting less because no more downside pressure. Okay. That's how I am seeing things right now. All right, last but not least, let's take a look at the Kiwi. And we look at long positions, we see a big reduction in longs. Again, that could be because of contract expirations, or maybe they want to just offload long positions because they are preparing for a bigger decline in price. I mean, if you look at short positions, you can see that they're slowly, aggressively getting up there in positions. 51,000. Look at all-time max, 59. Very good chance that they get to all-time max and then surpass it. Okay, something I'm watching for. Very bearish bias here when you look at the coloration of the cells. So it looks like this is going to be continuing lower. Short-term move to the upside, possible because of what we're seeing with the US dollar pairs, and but then eventually the continuation of the move to the downside. All right, folks, there you have it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was helpful. And until next time, you can come to our website, www.whiteoakfx.com. Take a look, have a look around. We have a special that ends at the end of December. You only got a couple more days. Just letting you know. Once it's gone, it's gone. Become a member, learn how we do analysis, and hopefully you could take your trading and excel it into areas you've never thought were even possible. We did extremely well in 2024. Expect to do even better in 2025. So come along for the ride and join us. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.